On to this, the public passenger transport sector is taking further strain from COVID-19. Putco says it's retrenching 214 workers. Putco has a fleet of 1,400 buses and transports about 210,000 passengers daily. Yesterday, we saw what happened with Greyhound, that luxury liner announcing it would be discontinuing services from the middle of the month. I want to bring in Putco's Labour Relations Executive, Pride Anozie now, just for some details on these retrenchments. Pride, I'm sure you can hear me.
Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Let's get straight into it. So presumably these retrenchments follow declining passenger numbers in the wake of COVID-19. So you had to have let these 214 people go.
Yes, that's correct.
Tell us, yes, go ahead. You're on air. I just want you to tell us a little bit more about what happened in the lead up to these retrenchments. Was this simply just poor passenger numbers on your buses?
Yes, that is correct. Due to the pandemic, we ended up losing quite a considerable number of passengers, which ended up impacting on our revenue. Hence, we need to start aligning our expenditure with the reduced income. Unfortunately, we had an excess when we look at our staff. Hence, we decided that we need to start embarking on Section 189 because it doesn't help carrying excess staff when you look at your service levels, when you look at the revenue that you are taking in as a company. Cannot sustain the business per se.
I'm wondering what your consultations were with government. I mean, financial support there, it seems to have not materialized in any assistance. Have you tried them?
Yes, we did try to apply for some relief due to the pandemic, and unfortunately to date we haven't received any response from the government. Yes, they had committed, definitely come through as it stands now, when it comes to, the entire operation.
You employ 3,500 people, Pride. Who exactly are losing their jobs in the company? Presumably most of them would be drivers.
Most of them are its drivers. And we need to take cognizance of the fact that as soon as your operations is affected, automatically it will impact on your technical team as well. So it's not only the drivers. It has an impact also on the technical team.
I just want to go ahead and speak about some of those factors that led to these retrenchments. And in your press release, you speak about the fact that you didn't get any financial support from government, but then you were also burdened, as I understand it, with the costs of protective equipment that the regulations demanded of you to have. We saw the taxis receiving some assistance in that regard from government. Were the cost of those equipment really hitting your books?
Yes, the impact was huge. Remember, the expectations in terms of compliance, we were expected to make sure that our employees have personal protective clothing, and also to make sure that the buses are disinfected, they are sanitized, and that has created a huge burden when you look at the finances of the company. And given the fact that we are underfunded as it stands, as a company, it really created so much pressure in line with our operations, and hence we are facing this situation that we are dealing with at this moment.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there. Thanks very much indeed for talking to us. Putco's Labour Relations Executive, Pride Anozie.